Hello, friends. So now we've looked at the road to Emmaus, talked about those discussion questions and reflections, and now let's move on to the author of Hebrews, who teaches us that we might indeed entertain angels unaware. How bizarre is that of a concept? But when we think about it, the disciples were entertaining Jesus, the risen Christ, and had no idea of it. So the disciples were also entertaining divine presence unaware. So I wonder if you have some examples from your own life when you're entertaining angels and you did not realize it at the time. I wonder what prevented the disciples on the road to Emmaus from recognizing Jesus' presence among them. And also what prevents us from recognizing God's presence in our lives unfolding in real time. You know, in this segment, I shared this story. It's so embarrassing. So there's this guy, his name is Shane, sweetheart of a guy, and he's living with housing insecurity. And given this COVID virus, I think about him certainly on a daily basis, and wish the absolute best for him. You know, if we're supposed to stay at home and you don't have a home, that becomes rather complicated quickly. So when I was writing this article, the deadline was that afternoon. I had, true to form, had procrastinated. I got 11 things going on at any given time, and I needed to get this thing wrapped up. Well, Shane shows up, which he does from time to time, and I love it. Typically, I love it. He shows up, we drink coffee, eat cookies. If it's lunchtime, we'll walk down to McDonald's or across the street to the bookstore because they got a little cafe, and we'll have lunch, and, it's great. So he pops in, but I have to get this article finished. This is a paying gig. You don't understand. And I was rather curt with him, and I was polite, but told him that I was very busy and could not chit chat with him that day. And then I walked him to the door, and I can remember thinking, wait a second. Once I got back to my office and I sat down on my chair, I said, did you just throw somebody out of your office so that you could write about how to be hospitable? Woo! So I said, well, there's no need to sit here and just be embarrassed and not do something. So I get up, I go to the alley where sometimes he likes to hang out, and no Shane. I thought, oh no. So I go to the front door. There he is sitting there. I said, Shane, listen, I owe you an apology. I'm very sorry. Why don't you please come back in, sit down, and let's talk. And so I asked him if I could share this story, and he was delighted. He said, you're going to include me in one of your articles? I said, absolutely, if you give me permission. And he said he would be honored. And I said, well, thank you very much. And he said, am I going to be famous now? I said, no. Put that idea out of your mind. You won't be famous. We are not famous. I just wanted to share this story, that I understand that it can be extremely challenging to share to share gospel hospitality in real time. It's not always that easy. So be encouraged, people, as we continue on this journey, how to embrace hospitality, how to be inclusive, how to move beyond just welcoming people, but including them, integrating them into our hearts, come on here, into our lives, into the body of Christ, into who we are. I invite you to take a look at questions 9 through 12 and reflect and share.